Sp4zie and plenty.
Hello there, Yatum. Sp4zie coming right at you with another champion preview. Today, we're taking a look at Ryze. Love that little comic that I saw on Reddit. We're reworking Ryze. Yay. As per usual with these videos, my goal is to make it as crystal clear as possible to you guys how the abilities work and how they function together. So let's just dive right into it, starting with the passive. Ryze abilities, his Q, W, and E will scale not only on AP, but also by the amount of mana you have acquired. And on top of that, this passive grants you mana based on how much AP you have. So yes, building mana on Ryze is still a good idea, not only for the damage, but also that you want to spam your spells a lot. On that note, let's move on to the Q. It is called Overload, and you fire out this magic ball or something that has a decent range and it deals damage. Now there are two things to this Q. Firstly, whenever you use your W or your E, you will reset the cooldown on the Q, which simply means that every time you cast E or W, you can follow up with a Q. Still pretty spammy. Secondly, whenever you use your W or your E, you get a stack of a rune, and you can stack up to 2 runes, and if you use your Q when you have 2 runes, Ryze will get that movement speed buff and a shield based on his mana that you guys remember from the old Ryze. To make the choices really simple for you guys to understand the concept, either you chain your abilities to fire a lot of rapid Qs, or if you need the movement speed and shield, you cast your E and your W in quick succession, follow up by a Q to get that utility going. W, still called Rune Prison, still very straightforward. You click on somebody and they get rooted. There you go. Moving on to the E, and here it gets a little bit complex again. The E Spell Flux is a targetable ability that deals damage, and for a few seconds the next spells on that same target will be amplified. Let's list the effects so you guys can clearly see what happens. If you cast a second E on a target that has Spell Flux, the effect will spread to close by enemies, which logically means that they can also be amplified, right? Right. If you cast a W on a target with Spell Flux, the root duration will be increased. And finally, if you cast a Q on a target with Spell Flux, you will deal more damage, and it will also bounce off to nearby enemies that also has Spell Flux on them. For example, a simple combo would be that you E a minion, you wait until E is back up, you E that minion again, and then you Q any of the marked minions to get a nice wave clear going. And finally, I know there's a lot to take in here, if you kill an enemy that has Spell Flux on them with a spell, for instance your Q, the Spell Flux will spread to nearby enemies just like if you cast your second E on them. So that is Spell Flux. Whew. I hope you guys were able to digest it. Let's move on to the ultimate. It is called Realm Warp. And you know what? It just wouldn't be a modernization of a character if you didn't throw in some insane utility / mobility in there, right? Here is how it works. You click on a target location and a circle will appear around your character. After 2 seconds, every ally that is in that circle will be teleported to that location. While this is channeling, you can move and you can cast spells. You can even decide to step outside of the circle to not get teleported. However, if you are CC'd before the teleport activates, it will get cancelled. And on another side note, this ultimate only has 2 levels in it. One that is pretty short range, and then when you upgrade it, it gets to like 3000 range or something like that. So there you have it. There's tons of intricate combos with this character, I feel. It's definitely going to take a couple of games before you can utilize his kit to like the maximum extent. For instance, weaving the spell correctly mid-team fight to proc the shield and movement speed if you require it, or not if you want to put out more damage. And mastering the ultimate is definitely also going to take a little bit of time, not only for you, but for your allies. I do like that ultimate though. I mean, you can see in the clips that there's definitely some intricate combos you could pull off with it. So there you have it. Ryze updated. There you go. Hopefully this will be fun to play with. If you enjoyed this video, friends, feel free to award me with a like. Feel free to leave any questions in the comments below, and either I or my fellow viewers will get to it. Thank you for the well wishes on my broken collarbone, guys. It means the worst to me. It hurts like crap, but I'm fine. Don't forget to subscribe. I release 3 League of Legends videos a week. You won't be disappointed, and I'll see you next time. This has been Sp4zie, and I'm out. Do it!